Yeah, we certainly do, Keith. We've had the variety here today because the next race here, the Coonsey Handicap, it's after this race that the Caulfield Cup field will be decided. Two of the runners are endeavouring to qualify for the Caulfield Cup.
Let's join our caller now, Ian Craig.
1200 the journey, main race here at Canterbury. Pico the favourites. Racing this time. Lucky Century just a little slow to jump. Pico didn't get out all that brilliantly. And Pete's Gold is the early leader from top of the nap. But Pico's got a dream run through on the inside to go up within about a half length of the lead. Aramet 3 deep. Luxolotry showing Zip 4 wide. A length Osaka, who's racing between Lucky Ras wider. Avon's Glory on the fence. Second last clear picture, Lucky Century last. At the end of 400 and on the outside, Luxolotry goes to the lead from the stablemate Pico. Third on the outside is Aramet, a length the Pete's Gold, one to Lucky Ras, then top of the nap Osaka. Over on the rails, Avon's Glory over clear picture and about 3 or 4 lengths to Lucky Century. Up the hill, 450 left to go, 3 in line. Luxolotry 3 deep, Pico the fence and between them Aramet. A length then to Lucky Ras, caught 3 deep, top of the nap the rail. Pete's Gold yielding ground, then Osaka. On the turn for home, Pico the inside and Aramet go together, 2 lengths top of the nap and Luxolotry next. In the stretch coming to the 200, Pico on the inside, shading Aramet. A length away, third is top of the nap, and then the roughie Avon's Glory. The boy pulls the whip on Pico, who responds, and he's home. Pico a length and a half, 50 out. Second is Avon's Glory with top of the nap battling on, but as they reach the line, a good win to Pico. Pico from top of the nap or Avon's Glory. Then came Aramet, followed by Lucky Ras, clear picture, then Osaka, Luxolotry and Pete's Gold, and last Lucky Century. 3.
Attendant climbing in with Empire Rose. Another one in with Under Oath. This Honey Bridge is very towy. Getting set, lights on, away they go. And we've caught them in a pretty good line on the inside, getting away well, Pegger McGuess. Roman Artist quickly in front, however, from Periscope, and Honey Bridge round the outside. Dream Ruler began very well, and so too did Tierra Wrist, and they were followed by Major Drive on the inside. On its outside is Trade Line from Four Dice, and then a length and a half Under Oath. Behind it then it was Dark Intruder, and over on the inside of them is Pegger McGuess, Globetrotter and Empire Rose last. Going up the hill at the 1600 now, and the leader bowling along Roman Artist under a good grip, about a length in front of Honey Bridge and 3 parts to Periscope the rails. A length and a half then to Dream Ruler and Tierra Wrist Trap 3 deep from on the rails Major Drive. Then a length to Four Dice Trade Line, a couple to Under Oath and Dark Intruder on the rails, 2 to Globetrotter, then Pegger McGuess and Empire Rose last. 1100 out and still the leader bowling along Roman Artist, about 3 parts well within himself from Honey Bridge. On the inside Periscope inclined to pull a little there, then Dream Ruler. Tierra Wrist still out 3 deep on the outside going forward from Four Dice. They're followed by Trade Line and Major Drive looking for a run on the inside from Under Oath getting closer. Globetrotter taking off, Dark Intruder hard ridden, and then Empire Rose and Pegger McGuess. They're bunched up at the 800 and the pace on, where Honey Bridge went to a narrow lead from Roman Artist and a length further back Periscope. They're followed then by in the centre, on the outside rather, Four Dice. Then Tierra Wrist in the centre, and Major Drives running on well, threading his way through the field from Under Oath, and then Dream Ruler and Globetrotter to the outside. Swinging into the straight now, and Periscope quickly went up on the outside to hit the front from Honey Bridge. Major Drive's going to be the danger. At the head of the others is Under Oath, but Periscope got to the lead from Honey Bridge. Major Drive's only struggling now in third placing, and a long way back the others headed by Empire Rose with a late run. But Periscope's coming away to win it easily. Scores by about 2.5 lengths. Very close, Major Drive and Honey Bridge for second and third. Empire Rose made up a lot of ground for fourth, followed by Trade Line, Under Oath, Globetrotter, Dark Intruder, Four Dice. They were followed then by Pegger McGuess. Tierra Wrist dropped right out of it with Roman Artist, and then Dream Ruler towards the rear of the field. Official placings for the Coonsey Handicap. Number 7 is the winner, Periscope, ridden by Jay Cassidy. Number 7, Periscope, Jay Cassidy first. The judge calls for a photo finish for the minor placings, and this is to separate the fast finishing Major Drive on the outside, who may have got up. In fact, it has. Number 3, Major Drive, is second, ridden by L.O. Sullivan, and number 14 is third, Honey Bridge. ridden by D. Murphy, 7, 3 and 14. Now the winner of the Coogee Handicap, the Group 3 event, number 7, Periscope. And if the winning connections are there to lead him back to scale, Periscope by Rassendil from Admire, raced by the Swettenham Stud Syndicate, manager R.E. Sangster. Trained by Brian Mayfield Smith at Rosehill and was ridden by Jim Cassidy. Second, number 3, Major Drive, L. O'Sullivan. Third, number 14, Honeybridge, D. Murphy. Officially fourth, Empire Rose, and the fifth, Trade Line. The official totes are there. Periscope $1.90 and 90, Major Drive $85, Honeybridge $4.10, Quinella $3.90, and the trifecta wasn't a bad one, $280.20. It was brought about, of course, by the third place getter, Honeybridge.
For the first 20 or 30 metres, then they come into clear sight. Ready to run, off this time, and they look to jump away in a pretty fair line, and as they sort themselves out, the early leader is the Yasmere, Tusul, about a length on Lilla Flicker. Third is Barundar Lass and Debutant. Fourth, then Hot and Cheeky. White Light zooming around the outside. A length further back is Misbelieve, followed closely then by Shadan. Racing between horses is Whoopsalandry as they move into the back straight from Blue Polly. Second last being Peter Show, and Absolute is Our Good Fortune, a dozen from the lead. Into the back, 1,000 to go, and Barundar Lass strode to the front by 2 lengths on Tusul. Third is White Light. A length away next is Misbelieve, hurried up 3 deep yet. Debutant in the middle. Shadan following Misbelieve forward. On the fence is Lilla Flicker, then Whoopsalandry, followed by Hot and Cheeky. A length then to Blue Polly, 2.5 to Peter's Show, and last of all is Our Good Fortune as they gallop in the direction of the 600 metres. Out on the outside, going up to head the early leader, Barundar Lass, Tusul. A length away, Misbelieve. White Light the rail, Shadan the outer. Then Whoopsalandry, Debutant, Lilla Flicker on the fence, followed by Peter's Show and Blue Polly. Second last, Hot and Cheeky, and 2 lengths to Our Good Fortune. Still Stone Motherless last. On the turn, and Tusul makes play, a length on Misbelieve. Barundar Lass under severe pressure, followed by Peter's Show, White Light, and Our Good Fortune second last. At the 200, the rider pulls the whip on Tusul. Here's Peter's Show on the outside, the flashy little chestnut mare after Tusul. Tusul still a length and a half. Peter's Show, it's run off the track, Peter's Show. Oh, it's veering to the outside. It's as erratic as they come, but Tusul's been able to beat Peter's Show, but oh, gee, how far should the second mare have won by? Well, Our Good Fortunes come from Stone Motherless last to get third, and then came Lilla Flicker, Hot and Cheeky, Misbelieve, Barundar Lass, White Light, Blue Polly, Debutant, Shadan, and Whoopsalandry last.
The Caulfield Extra Double for 4, Godessa and 3 range, paid $39.45. Official result, Caulfield Race 5. The winner, number 7, Periscope, $1.90 and 90. 3 Major Drive, 85 cents. And 14 Honeybridge paid $4.10. At Quinella, $3.90. The trifecta, $280.20. The winner, Periscope,
75. Second, number 2, Top of the Nap, 85 cents. And third, number 9, Avon's Glory, $5.35. The Quinella, $5.60. And the trifecta, $201.55 in race 5 in Sydney. The extra double on 3 Edition Bay and 4 Pico paid $7.90. They're the latest details from
Towie. The lights on. Should be it. Stand. Attendant climbing in with one of the runners. Racing. And caught them pretty well. Cave King a little bit slow to get going. I'm Aglow, one of the first out. Cameronic began quickly and also inviting offer, and Morning Minstrel up there with Hop Market showing speed and Dead of Night. They're followed by Bells Are Calling, Dinora. I'm Aglow dropped back along the fence from Atomic Fury, and then Earl of Hopetoun. Devon Duke is a long way out of it with Ren Darley down the side. They're going like the wind, and then Khan Prince and Crescent, and Cave King tailed off. Cameronic at the 1,000, just the leader now from Morning Minstrel, a length and a half further back Dinora. Inviting off of the rails from Dead of Night, a length Bells Are Calling and Hop Market together. 2 lengths to Arch of Victory, Atomic Fury, and then I'm Aglow, followed by Rendali or Earl of Hopetoun. Next is Devon Duke and well back Crescent, Khan Prince, and Forget Cave King. 600 out, and Cameronic the leader, about a length in front, crossing to the rails now from Dinora, Dead of Night. Morning Minstrel looks gone. Then Bells of Calling, inviting off and getting off the fence from Hop Market. Arch of Victory starting to run on from I'm a Glow. They enter the straight now, and Cameronic the leader with Dead of Night coming at it quickly on the outside now. They're about 2 lengths clear of Inviting Offer. Arch of Victory at the head of the others, and then I'm a Glow running on. Dead of Night and Cameronic having a great battle with him. Dead of Night just the leader. Cameronic in second place, and then Arch of Victory, and Dead of Night starting to draw away now, and Dead of Night goes on to win. Arch of Victory flashed home for second from Cameronic third, then I'm a Glow Inviting Offer. Next is Earl of Hopetoun, followed by Devon Duke, made up a fair bit of ground. Then came Crescent, Bells Are Calling. Hop Market is well back with Rendali. Then came Khan Prince, Dinora, next to Atomic Fury, Morning Minstrel and Cave King, one of the last home. Official placings in the Clive Leonard Handicap. The winner number 7, Dead of Night, ridden by P. Jarman. Number 1 is second, Arch of Victory, G. Murphy. And third, number 2, Cameronic, ridden by B.P. Shepherd. 7, 1 and 2. And that was quite a good win to Dead of Night. Trained by Jeff Murphy, and it's been placed its last 3 starts in Sydney. So the form was quite good. It was just too strong. Cameronic, plenty of use made of him again, and he's just weakened in the last 100 or so metres. Arch of Victory came home very strongly to get up and run third, and Hop Market very disappointing. It was sitting in about 6th or 7th placing near the tail of the bunch, but did nothing. I'm a Glow began well, dropped well out of it, but then ran on fairly well at the finish of the race. The winner of the Clive Leonard Handicap, number 7, Dead of Night. A brown or black gelding by Turf Ruler from Lady Luskin. Raced by B. Wicks, TK Maltby, KM Chandler and JW O'Neill. Trained at Caulfield by Jeff Murphy and was ridden by Paul Jarman. Second, number 1, Arch of Victory, G. Murphy. Third, number 2, Cameronic, P. Shepherd. Officially 4th, I'm a Glow. And 5th, number 14, Inviting Offer. And the winner, Dead of Night, $5.30 and $1.65. Second placing to Arch of Victory, $1.40. Third, Cameronic, $90. The Quinella, $23.60. And the trifecta, $175.90 on race 6. They're totes, pending, of course, correct weight on the event.
Now, I'd say Irons is in. Yep, it's there. Ivor Rebel has an attendant in with it, holding the horse by the left ear. A common practice to settle them down. Tell you what, it's not having much effect on Ivor Rebel. It's reared again. A chance. They're off. Ivor Rebel jumped out only moderately well, and one of the best away was Marquista, but they're coming at Marquista left, right and centre. Knopfler moving forward, so's Board Game and Chord Song, and then Let's Twist again. A length Russian Flyer set to go, Point in Time, and then comes on the outside Begalia Pride. On the fence, Stagecoach from Irons and I'm a Reward, then River Shannon, Lost Gold. National Hour second last. Ivor Rebel drops to the rear, coming to the 800, and the Denham Train Chord Song has raced to the lead, about a half to a neck on Knopfler on the outside. A length third is Board Game. Let's Twist again getting up on the inside, and Marquista wider. And these 5 horses have raced about 6 lengths set to go, Point in Time, Stagecoach, Russian Flyer, Irons. Then Begalia Pride and River Shannon heads the rest up the hill to the home corner, and Chord Song and Knopfler lead a length on Board Game, who's got Let's Twist again pocketed. One to Marquista, a length set to go, and 2 Point in Time from Begalia Pride, or set to go. Made the turn very awkwardly, and as they straighten up, Board Game's out after Knopfler, Chord Song the third, and then comes on the outside, set to go. Let's Twist again, not running on. Knopfler kicking back on the inside of Board Game. Here's Begalia Pride running home. Well, oh, the kid looks confident on this. He hasn't moved on it. And Begalia Pride swept to the front and is racing away. And Begalia Pride has won from a tight finish, resting between Point in Time and Set to Go. And then came Let's Twist again, River Shannon. Irons, Knopfler wilted, so did Board Game and Chord Song. Ivor Rebel, Stagecoach, National Hour, Lost Gold, I'm a Reward. Well back was Russian Flyer, and Marquista was last.
It was a case of Canberra to Canterbury for number 2, Begalia Pride. A strong win there.
There's the line, and away they go. pretty good start. Productivity and Dundas Lane among the best to get going from Ravenel, Lord Delamere. Dandy Andy looking for the lead from out wide on the track. Then King Lark back along the inside with Big Tram, Glowing Idol deep, Mr. Moe. Latin Rule back near the rear with Government House and Missouri as they settle down with Superior Way. At the 1800, the top weight, Dandy Andy's gone to the lead, about a half length to Century Prince, Dundas Lane the rails. Then Mr. Moe fourth, followed by Ravenel, a length and a half, Productivity and Big Tram. Glowing Idol three deep, a length for the back, King Lark, Government House, a length and a half, Missouri. Then came Superior Way back towards the rear with Lord Delamere and Latin Rule at the rear. Over the hill at the 1200, Dandy Andy in front, Century Prince joining it on the outside now. 1.5 Mr. Moe, Dundas Lane in the box seat, 2 lengths to Ravenel, 1 to Productivity. They're followed by Big Tram, a length Glowing Idol, Government House, King Lark, a length further back, Missouri, Superior Way, Lord Delamere and last Latin Rule. At the 1000 and the leader Century Prince, a length to Dandy Andy, 1 to Mr. Moe and a half Dundas Lane. 1.5 Ravenel, Productivity the fence from Glowing Idol. 1 further back, Big Tram, Government House to the outside, Latin Rule, Missouri, Lord Delamere. Then Superior Way and King Lark. 700 out. Century Prince shot out about 2.5 lengths to Dandy Andy, who came away from the rails. A half length back on the inside, Dundas Lane. A length and a half, Government House and Latin Rule around them. Then Ravenel making a run, Productivity trying to get out from Lord Delamere and Big Tram. On the corner, Century Prince led about a length. Dandy Andy out after it, and Dundas Lane coming off the fence now has got a beautiful run. Dundas Lane's hit the front in a stride with Dandy Andy the outside battling on from Ravenel. It's Dundas Lane given the run of the race in front. Dandy Andy trying hard on the outside and Ravenel finishing well, but Dundas Lane in line front near the line, and it wins from Dandy Andy. Ravenel third, fourth in the race Century Prince, and then Productivity, Big Tram, Superior Way. Back behind them is Government House, Lord Delamere and Missouri. Well back Mr. Moe, Glowing Idol is further back in the field. And last to finish, one of the last, King Lark, and last home was Latin Rule. Official placings in the Norman Robinson Stakes. Number 3, Dundas Lane, ridden by N. Crothers, was first. Number 1, Dandy Andy, N. Wilson second. And number 6, Ravenel, ridden by P. Highland, was third. 3, 1 and 6. The final event today, the William Clark Welter, scratch number 1, Reputed, 2 keepers, 11, Herzetoff, and 18, Lafran. Very interesting riding tactics in that race. Dundas Lane was ridden a treat by N. Crothers. Neville Wilson on Dandy Andy had drawn wide. He decided to boot up and go to the lead, which he did without a lot of trouble. Then he let Century Prince head him off coming down the side to the 800. But he immediately eased one off the fence then on Dandy Andy, which put Dundas Lane back in a pocket on the inside. And coming around the home turn, for some reason, probably the horse must have wobbled, because he's moved out and left plenty of room for Dundas Lane to come through. Otherwise, it was going to be in trouble. He'd ridden a good race to have the favourite pocketed, but he couldn't sustain it with Dundas Lane making the turn awkwardly. Productivity, a fair run to be fifth. Ravenel battled on. Big Tram disappointing. So was Mr. Moe, and Government House did nothing at all in the race either. The winner of the race, Dundas Lane, to pay 175 and 85. Dandy Andy, 95, and third, Ravenel, to pay $2.10. They're the should pays on that event. The winner of the Norman Robinson Stakes, number 3, Dundas Lane, completing a hat-trick of victories, a brown colt, 3-year-old by Vice Regal from Easter Parade, raced by P.N. Jacobson, M.S. Gudinsky, F. Stavala, S. Rahi, R.B. Williams, and 8, Dallas Shipper. Trained by L.R. Smith at Epsom and ridden by N. Crothers. Second, number 1, Dandy Andy, N. Wilson. Third, number 6, Ravenel, P. Highland. Officially fourth, Century Prince, and fifth, Productivity. Now, a little bit of information on totes there. The Quinella has paid $3.50, $3.50. The Trifecta $78.45. The daily double, $8.55, and the quadrella, $3.773, $447.60. $447.60. Dundas Lane, $175 and $85, and the other totes you have seen there. Pretty good galloper, this fellow. He's come from obscurity, Dundas Lane, to win his last 3 races in succession. After bolting in at Flemington, he's won again at Flemington and then again today here at Caulfield. So we've got 1 to go.
Presenter still marking time, proving a handful for Nigel Tiley. Racing this time, he jumped reasonably well, Precentor, wide out Lino Blanche. Bounded out in front from Call Me Noble and Lord Renfrew. Going quickly is Samada. Not far away is Royal Refund on the inside. Now Precentor's rider is going to persevere for the lead, and as they settle, it's Royal Refund just leading from Precentor. Between them third is Ruly Red, wide out Lino Blanche, and then Stephen, followed by Samada and Raffin Prince Lord Renfrew. A length the Call Me Noble out deep with Tishan Empire, and further back Shaney's Best and Tropic Jester, Tequila Impulse, Gold Sweep, Grayscale second last, and Dream for Deborah Stone Motherless. 600 to go now. Lino Blanche and Ruly Red just in front from Presenter between them. On the fence next, and almost making a line of 4 is Royal Refund, and then on the outside Stephen over Samada. 1 Call Me Noble and Raffin Prince, and splitting horses is Lord Renfrew, and 1 Tishan Empire. Then Tropic Jester and Shaney's Prince, Grayscale, Gold Sweep, Dream for Deborah and Tequila Impulse. Homeward bound, and Ruly Red shows the way. Precentor is second and a close second. Third Lino Blanche, and then Stephen, followed by Royal Refund. Call Me Noble is next. Many hopes at the 150. Lino Blanche, Stephen, Precentor, Call Me Noble, Ruly Red and Grayscale. Stephen's taken the lead. Call Me Noble flying. Stephen from Call Me Noble, Grayscale and Dream for Deborah. Then Lino Blanche, followed in by Royal Refund, Tishan Empire, then Raffin Prince, Lord Renfrew, Shaney's Best and Precentor. A break then to Samada and Tropic Jester. Then came Tequila Impulse. Ruly Red knocked up, and Absolute was Gold Sweep.
Well, what a
Field is set for the final event. They're settling pretty well. They're racing. And caught them well. Glenn Morrison first out from Tear-On, and getting away Charge d'Affaires. Eastern Classic away nicely. Wider out Bow Lane going quickly too, and then Federalism from Pride of Indies and next Irish Lord. A couple of lengths to Bastille, a couple further back then Caesar's Right around the outside of Game Trooper, Captain Police, then Loyal and True and Capstan Bay as last of all. At the 1200, and Glenn Morrison 3 parts of a length clear. Second placing Eastern Classic. Bow Lane dropping into the box seat third. Then 2 lengths to Tear-On, Charge d'Affaires, a couple further back in the field, Pride of Indies, Federalism. Then on the inside, Irish Lord, a length and a half, Bastille. Captain Police making a bit of ground now from Caesar's Palace, then Game Trooper, Loyal and True and Capstan Bay. At the 800, it's been a solid pace in front, with Glenn Morrison leading a neck to Eastern Classic. 3 lengths away, Bow Lane, another 2.5 lengths further back, then Tear-On. Pride of Indies, hard ridden going forward from Charge d'Affaires, then Federalism, Bastille, and next is Captain Police. On the turn with 500 to go, Glenn Morrison, Eastern Classic in front. Bow Lane's cantered up to them on the outside now. 2 lengths to Charge d'Affaires, Federalism, Pride of Indies under pressure from Bastille. Bow Lane shot to the front as they turn for home from Eastern Classic. Federalism running on pretty well, followed by Captain Police coming into it now. It's Bow Lane in front. He's had to go for the whip. Federalism's tackling it from Eastern Classic. Captain Police. Federalism got up on the outside, grabbed Bow Lane near the line, and Federalism's going on to win it about a half length to Bow Lane. Eastern Classic battled on well for third. Fourth then Captain Police. They were followed on the outside by Caesar's Right, Capstan Bay, Pride of Indies. Bastille at the head of the others, followed by Glenn Morrison, Charge d'Affaires. Further back in the field then came Irish Lord with Game Trooper, Tear-On and Loyal and True back at the rear.
Official placings in the final event on the program. Number 7, the winner, Federalism, ridden by G. Willits. Number 7, Federalism, G. Willits first, and the judge called for a photo to separate on the outside Bow Lane and over on the inside Eastern Classic for the minor money. And that's how they'll run. Bow Lane gets second and Eastern Classic third. Bowlane charged to the lead on the corner, but Federalism was just a little too classy for him and has come home strongly to score. Second placing has gone to number 10, Bowlane, ridden by De Gauci, and the third, number 13, Eastern Classic, ridden by M. Clark. So the full numbers 7, 10 and 13 in the final event. And that protest in Sydney, incidentally, has been dismissed. The protest on the previous race in Sydney has been dismissed. Now, the winner of the final event on the program, the William Clark Welter, number 7, Federalism, by Vice Regal from Mary Mead, raced by MJ Reid and PJ and PM Vila, trained by Jeff Murphy at Caulfield and ridden by Gary Willits. Second, number 10, Bowlane, De Gauci, and third, number 13, Eastern Classic, ridden by M. Clark. Officially fourth in the race was number 15, Caesar's Right, and fifth, Captain Police. It only just went Captain Police, and Pride of Indies was also struggling a long way from home. Capstan Bay dropped right out of it, made up a fair bit of ground over the concluding stages, but it dropped out of it and couldn't really get warm at any stage of the race. Quinella, $5.45. $5.45 the Quinella, and the trifecta $41.95. $41.95 was the last trifecta on the program.
Better chance.
Good luck. You know, you've been there before. You've been down that lane before. Okay, let's join now caller Ian Craig in Sydney for the last.
Brave Edition hasn't attended in with it. Been a few restless ones during the day too on the gates. They're off in the last, however, and Stanton, one of the best to begin away pretty well, was Fragilistic and not all that far away in the early stages, Steal a Nap. But the grey, Brave Edition from the north, goes to cross and leads with ease, coming down to the winning post. Second is Shining Hero, moving up wide out. Racing third is Mystical Lady, then Steal a Nap, Stanton back on the inside. And at the head of the others then on the outer was Narcotic, Fragilistic, Regal, Sir, Major Fluent, Like a Knight third last. Then Kalani's pick, and last of all is the Little Flea. Brave Edition, a grey leads, and another grey last, the Little Flea, as they work towards the back of the course near the 1300. Brave Edition a length on Regal Sir, moving up wide out on the track with Narcotic, and in fact Narcotic's looking for the lead as they go into the back straight, but the rider on the grey, Brave Edition, is not going to surrender, and Brave Edition about a neck on Narcotic as they go down the back straight. Third is Fragilistic, followed by Steal a Nap, Mystical Lady, then Stanton. One Regal Sir as they shuffle up from Major Flu and Shining Hero. The Little Flea zooms around them. Like a Knight second last, and Kalani's pick drops out last. More than half the race completed now, going towards the 800, and Brave Edition a length clear. Second is Narcotic, third Fragilistic, the Little Flea continuing to make ground. On the rails is Stanton, Shining Hero going forward, and then comes Steal a Nap, followed on the inside by Major Fluent, Regal Sir the outer. One to Like a Knight, Kalani's pick, and 3 lengths to Mystical Lady. At the 400 metres, coming onto the home corner, and Brave Edition a length and a half, the Little Flea hammered hard. Third Stanton, a length Narcotic. One further back is Fragilistic, followed at the head of the others by Steal a Nap, and Like a Knight need to get a move on. It's back second last. They straighten Brave Edition with a big lead of about 3 lengths on Stanton. Third on the outside is the Little Flea. Like a Knight not getting a lot of room. It probably won't even run a drum. Brave Edition, the further they go, the further it's racing right away from the Little Flea. Kalani's pick is flying down the outside, but Brave Edition's won well. 3 lengths the Little Flea, third Kalani's pick, then Major Fluent. Like a Knight, when it got clear, ran home reasonably well from Stanton. Regal Sir, Shining Hero, Steal a Nap, Narcotic, Fragilistic, and Mystical Lady was back last.
Well, the grey Brave Edition carried top weight and left the others in his wake.